Hello, and welcome to California Gun Law. I'm your host, Don Hammond, with big news for Los Angeles County CCW license applicants. The Federal Department of Justice has sued the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department over delays in issuing CCW licenses. We'll dig into the allegations, the background of how we got here, and some statistics from my own Public Records Act request to the LA County Sheriff's Department regarding their CCW license processing. I'm a licensed California attorney and a shooting instructor. I regularly help teach the 16-hour class that's required to get a concealed carry license in California. On this program, we provide education on California's complicated web of gun laws so that responsible gun owners like you can better understand how to lawfully exercise their rights. California has a complicated web of firearms laws and regulations, and there are lots of traps for the unwary. We want to help you do it right so that you won't need our criminal defense legal services. Today, I'll discuss the brand new lawsuit that the Federal Department of Justice filed against the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and we'll dig into some statistics from my own Public Records Act request. First, let's look at the background of how we got here. It starts with New York State Pistol and Rifle Association versus Bruin. That's a United States Supreme Court case that was decided back in 2022, over 3 years ago now. The court ruled that states cannot require good cause for the issuance of concealed carry licenses. That case immediately invalidated California's good cause requirement. After that, California agencies still commonly denied licenses under a good moral character requirement. That was pretty subjective and unlikely to stand up to court scrutiny. So the legislature removed the good moral character requirement with Senate Bill 2, which took effect in January of 2024. Senate Bill 2 made California a shall-issue state if you meet the minimum requirements, including living in the jurisdiction where you apply, being at least 21 years of age, and taking the 16-hour class, and of course lawfully owning the firearm that you intend to carry. There are some disqualifying criteria in Penal Code Section 26202, and if you're denied on that basis, the new law set up a court hearing process to challenge that denial in court. I've handled about 18 of those hearings now, and I win most of them, so the system is mostly working. Senate Bill 2 also implemented Penal Code Section 26202, Subdivision D, which requires issuing agencies to give an initial determination as to whether they're going to grant or deny the application within 90 days, and then order the applicant to submit their fingerprints and do the 16-hour training. And Section 26205 requires the issuing agency to give notice of final approval or denial within 120 days of when someone submits a CCW license application. Many agencies have been taking longer than that statutory mandated timeframe, but the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department seems to be the worst. It has been common for them to take over 2 years just for an applicant to get an interview, with more months of delays after that. In late 2023, the California Rifle and Pistol Association sued the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department regarding these delays and other issues. That resulted in a preliminary injunction ordering the Sheriff's Department to process applications for the named plaintiffs in that case and opening up California CCW license applications to people who reside in other states. That case is still pending, with a second amended complaint filed on August 11, 2025, and an answer recently filed less than a month ago on September 8th. Back on February 7, 2025, President Trump issued an executive order directing the Department of Justice to look into Second Amendment violations across the country. Since then, we've seen DOJ take pro-gun positions in some gun-related litigation, and on March 27th, the federal DOJ launched an investigation into the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department's processing of CCW license applications. That investigation started with a letter suggesting that LASD may be engaging in certain practices that unduly burden or effectively deny the Second Amendment rights of ordinary law-abiding citizens, including lengthy wait times in processing applications for concealed handgun licenses. During that investigation, LASD provided information and documents to the DOJ. This included information regarding approximately 8,427 CCW license applications that LASD received between January 2nd, 2024 and March 31st, 2025. This includes 3,982 new applications for CCW licenses and 4,265 renewal applications. According to the data, of the nearly 4,000 new license applications that the LASD received over those 15 months, it only issued 2 licenses and denied 2 licenses. Many of the applications have been withdrawn after sitting with the department for several months. Other applicants have interviews scheduled for next year, more than 2 years after they were filed. I'm concerned that these numbers unfairly skew the data because I personally know more than 2 people who have gotten licenses from LASD since the beginning of last year, but I think they applied before January 2024. It is absurd that the department is still processing applications that were submitted more than 2 years ago. Yesterday, I was in court discussing the process with a CCW unit deputy from the Riverside Sheriff's Office, and he's also appalled at how slow LASD is. He said it's not really that complicated. Riverside is now receiving a lot of non-resident license applications, and they're still processing them within about 2 months, well within California's statutory requirements. Earlier this year, my office issued a California Public Records Act request to LASD and other agencies. According to their response, LASD received 4,222 CCW license applications in the year 2024. They issued 4,661 and denied 327 CCW license applications in 2024. Through May of 2025, LASD received an additional 3,414 applications. During those 5 months, they issued 3,366 licenses and denied 17. That's in the first 5 months of this year. The data that they provided to us does not correlate when the applications were filed with when they were approved or denied. So it makes sense that most of the applications they're acting on in 2025 are part of the 7,220 applications they received back in 2023. That's right, they received over 7,200 applications in the year 2023, and they're on track to probably get over 7,000 in 2025. It is interesting that they're only denying approximately 4.1% of the applications that they're processing over the first 17 months since Senate Bill 2 took effect, which made California a shall-issue state. So the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is very slow to issue CCW licenses, but they're only denying fewer than 5% of the applications that they process. Of those denials, I've gotten a few of them overturned in court, so that's also not reflected in the data. The DOJ lawsuit seeks injunctive relief, basically asking the court to order the Sheriff's Department to do better. There doesn't seem to be much teeth to that. If there is eventually an injunction, the department would be subject to sanctions if they violate the court order. The CCW unit seems to be cranking through about 33 applications per workday, so that's a pretty good rate, but they need more people to help process the applications so that they can meet the statutory timelines and comply with the Second Amendment. I kind of wonder about the balancing of resources. How many deputies should they take off the streets so that they can process CCW license applications faster? It's an interesting question. What do you think? What's the solution to the backlog of applications? Can we reasonably expect one agency to process over 7,000 applications per year? Maybe we'd be better off eliminating the CCW licensing requirement altogether, like many states with constitutional carry. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And head on over to cagun.law for legal updates. We're keeping an eye on several gun-related bills that have recently passed the California legislature and are sitting on the governor's desk for possible veto or signature. These include Assembly Bill 1078, Assembly Bill 1127, and Senate Bill 704. And while you're there, be sure to pick up some cool merch to support the cause. I'm Don Hammond of California Gun Law. We'll catch you all next time. Stay informed, stay legal, stay safe.